Hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. I have to start everything like this.
You have to start everything. Okay, I think let's just make sure we got our housekeeping in order. Hi, everybody. If you can hear us and see us, I think I have the chat turned on. If you could talk in the chat, Fumiko.
Yeah. Rosary
Yes.
from UK and Katarina. Hello. Sharmisha. Hello. Joanne. Hello. Oh, Hermano Alberta, Canada. Okay, so people still joining. Yes. Okay.
Right. So it sounds like you can see us and hear us, which is perfect. All right, let's oh wait, I just did something weird on my screen. Hopefully it didn't look weird to you. We have a new kind of behind the scenes setup and I'm still learning it. Hi, Katarina.
Hi, Gabriela.
I love this kind of thing that we're going to do right now because it's a smaller group and I feel the energy, like the closeness of the energy. I love the big group too, but there's something about do you agree, Fumiko, like about this size group where I feel like it's so intimate?
Yeah.
And we can actually see everybody coming on. I really, really love it.
So I feel the energy too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad. And thank you so much for joining us. I know it's toward the end of the year, but this is a perfect time for us to talk about this. So.
Oh, Ganilla, she just woke up after 2 night shifts. Good on you. I'm very impressed. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, coming in from all over the world and just this lovely, lovely group. So welcome everybody. Really excited to be here. It's morning here. It's 10 o'clock in the morning in California, where Fumiko and I are. And we'll just give it like another minute to see who else is going to join us. And the rest of you that are here, I love how you're all saying hello and where you're from. And just, France. I love France.
Prague, Germany. Yeah, Madrid. Okay.
Just give yourselves, since you're here now, get ready just to be present for about an hour with us here. It's really going to be, we've got a couple points we're going to hit about the teacher certification course, but it's going to be more of an intimate chat. We didn't want this to be really scripted or anything like that. It's really to be here for you to answer your questions and then to talk to you about what this can mean for you and maybe what's blocking you, not just from teacher certification course, but from other things in your life. Because if something's blocking you from one thing, it'll block you from everything else. Those limiting thoughts, which we all have to break down. Okay, so get your hot water, your cold water, maybe your wine if you're in Europe. I don't know. Whatever you need to center yourself. It's such a great time of year to do this. It's a couple days before the new year. One of my favorite times to create. Like I feel like it's meant, it's the best time of the year to vision for what's to come. Snowy Poland. I have never been to Poland. I would really love to visit there. Elena, we went to Romania, Fumiko and I, in
October. Yeah.
Yes, in October for the first time ever. So beautiful. Yes.
And then Firenze, Italy, Dunia. Thank you. Thank you. We have a certified teacher from Italy, was several, and we met one of them in Europe this time. We're so lucky that before the lockdown, we were able to see all those students or certified teachers, and we had a cup of hot water, and it was amazing. It was so intimate. It was a last minute plan, but we felt like, wow, this is something like we want to put more, mindset and all the things that not just opposes, but the things people are craving for. That's how we got the idea. Like we need to put more, in the mindset and change your mindset so that we can really take the most out of the, not just a face yoga method, but just take the most out of your life. We have a life, it's called life, and it just not waiting for us, right? And then Maria, we can start with a little centering exercise too while people are still joining. So let's do that, because I know toward the end of the year, especially me, I'm all over because there's things I have to do. Maria and I just came back from a family vacation yesterday, me last night. So I feel like I'm all over. And by doing this meditation or slash breathing exercise, it will make you feel more centered, and then you can make your right decision and you can really see things clearly. So let's start with that. Okay, so I like to start with breathing. Okay, so why breathing is important? We breathe. As long as we breathe, we are here physically. So we're gonna do a little bit of pushing breathing exercise and see how you feel. And after that, I want you to close your eyes, and then Maria can give you a little bit of mindset information too. But that's how we start. Okay? So let's do it. If you're watching this from the car, you just park your car and you can do this together, or watch this later. Okay.
Or listen if you're driving.
That's good. Listen. All right. I'm gonna just adjust my computer. You can see it. So put your arms high to the ceiling. Okay, and breathe out very strongly from your nose if you can. So grab the air. And if you're congested, you can breathe out from your mouth too. So we're gonna do 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do 20 times. And after that, I want you to close your eyes, put the one palm on your heart, another one on your lower belly, and then feel your heartbeat. That's how we're gonna start. Ready? So arms up, chest open, heart open, and then 20 times. Go. No, you can push elbow down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let your body follow your breath. 10 more. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop. One palm on your heart, another one on your lower belly. Find your heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat. Breathe in from your nose very deeply. Hold your breath for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out from your mouth. One more time. Breathe in from your nose. Hold your breath for 7 seconds this time. 1, 2, 3. Feel your heartbeat. 4, 5. Relax your shoulders. 6, 7. And breathe out from your mouth. Keep your eyes closed. Keep feeling your heartbeat. Your heart is giving to you. You didn't need to ask for it. As long as your heart beats, you are here physically. You are here physically. That means you are here spiritually and emotionally. Embrace your life right now, this moment. There's no past, it's gone. 2 seconds ago, that's the past. We don't know what happened in the future. As long as you embrace the moment right now and who you are perfectly fine. You're perfectly perfect. Breathe in and out. Send the love. Take a deep breath again. And very slowly breathe out from your nose. Calms your nervous system. And when you feel you're ready, open your eyes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How do you feel?
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. Thank you. Marco, we have started. You should be able to see us on video. We just did a little centering meditation. One thing before we go into, we're going to be here for about an hour. And before we go into some of the more technical details, there is a chat box in the right-hand corner of your screen. You can chat with us here in our chat box, but if you need our team's help, with anything, which you might mark it, there should be another, I think it's a pink bubble that you could find on your screen, and you can write to them and they can help you. Our team is behind the scenes on the pink bubble. So one more thing I want to do before we go into what we're going to present today is just to give you this concept. Fumiko just brought us completely into the present, saying there is no past, and that's correct, and there is no future, because that's the way there, time is just a concept. There's only the present moment. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a mind bender idea to just think about for a minute, because I know a lot of us are so, we judge ourselves on many, many things. And usually we're hardest on ourselves out of everybody. And a lot of us get to the point where we we compare, and that we're not at this place in our life that we wanted to get to, or this person's ahead of me, or whatever it is. We all do that as humans. So I'm going to give you, and especially at the end of the year, when you're taking stock of what happened in the year and what you want to create in the next year. So I'm going to give you a little thought here, and I want you to think about, I'm going to ask you a question, and it's going to you are exactly where you're supposed to be and where you need to be. So I want to ask you a question. In this exact moment, right here, right now, in this exact present moment, is it possible for you to be anywhere else? Is it possible for you to be in your car in your garage right now, assuming you're not there? Is it possible for you to be at your mother's house, your friend's house? Is it possible for you to be at your partner's place of work? Is it possible for you to be in Hawaii? It's not, because you're right here, right now. It's not physically possible that you can transport yourself. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's not possible. You can only be right here, right now. So now, if that's true, it's not possible for you to be these other places that I just mentioned, or anywhere else. It's not possible for me to be on the other side of the door behind me in this exact second. 5 seconds from now, is it possible? Yep. But in this exact second, is it possible? No. So now when you apply that concept to every other moment in your life, so you might look back on your life and beat yourself up for not have taken path A instead of path B when you were 25 years old, or not have married this person, or breaking up with this person, or taking this job, or starting this business. So if this concept that we just spoke about is true, and it's not possible for you to be in another spot right now, 10 years ago, was it possible for you to be at a different space then? Wherever it was and you were in that exact moment, if you think to, was it possible for you to be somewhere else? It was not possible. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So when you think about that, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And it shows you that, I mean, saying this to demonstrate, the only moment you have is right now. And your only point of change, if you want to create something, the past is gone, but if you want to create something in the future, your only point to do it is now. And when you're consumed with worry, fear, doubt, all those other things, you rob yourself of the moment where you can make that dynamic change that you want to create. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's, and it's something I remind myself all the time, because nobody's perfect about staying in the present all the time. But I wanted to bring this up just so a lot of you can release any judgment you have about yourself from the past, and that you can bring yourself into the exact present moment, because that is the only time that we have any power over our future. It's the only time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, when you are worrying about something that hasn't happened, it hasn't happened. It might not happen. More than 90% of things you think it won't happen, but we were there, emotionally worrying about it, right? That's why you're not here. That's exercise we just did. It really brings you where you're at right now. And then your future depends on the tiny decision you make every single moment. Should I drink hot water? Should I drink coffee? Should I call this person? Should I watch this live, or should I watch my show? I mean, every tiny little decision you're making right now really lead you to where you are, but you have to start from right here, right now, not the past. You make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, let's dive in since we're all present now. So you're here today, I'm assuming, if you've felt like you want to be part of something greater. You want to create something, you want to create an impact not only on your own life, but on other people's lives. You want to contribute. And maybe you're in a job that you don't love. Maybe you're in a job you love, but you want a more personal impact and you want to work in something that you're really passionate about sharing with other people and creating an impact on their life. I'm assuming that's why most of you are here today. Now, Fumiko, I know we get hundreds of messages daily.
Every day, yes. And then, they said that like, oh my goodness, the life is so different. My life changed. And the funny thing is that, I didn't even, Maria also didn't expect this much. We thought, oh, let's help them to look better. That's how we started. And then we started getting those messages from hundreds of women and men too, from all over the world. I really think this was what we wanted to share, which is like an emotional change, not just a physical benefit. And then when you are thinking about like, oh, I want to spread this message. I see so many graduates are here too. So hello, graduate students. I love it. Certified teachers. They can agree with you too. If you are thinking something you want to really do is a passion and helping people, this is a perfect job, perfect career. And you can be a leader in a pro-aging. We don't like anti-aging. It has such a negative connotation. But when we say pro-aging, it doesn't matter how young, how old you are. You can lead a group, you can lead a people who is around you, or you can connect through online and then help them to achieve where they want to go. You can be a leader. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do that. You don't have to search. I mean, you can still search, but I really think, certified teacher, we wanted to make this way. We combine the mindset, we combine the actual poses, we combine the business aspect of it, so that when you graduate, you can start right away. And even so many students before they graduate, the students are waiting in a wait list and they can start teaching right away. We've seen it with our own eyes. It just blows my mind. And I'm so glad to say that, we create this program, not because we wanted to create, but because the need of all the students who experienced how powerful this method is. So that's how we started. Yeah.
Yes. And so today you're here because you are considering becoming a certified teacher. And I know we have some certified teachers in the audience. I see the names. And today we're here because we're going to answer your biggest questions on how to master face yoga and become a part of this revolution and create a successful business where you can teach it. And you can actually have this successful business in less than 6 months, because we have Fumiko's created, with our team supporting her, the most comprehensive face yoga teacher certification course that is out there. This, I can say hands down, out there in the world. And you want it to be comprehensive from A to Z if you're going to go out there and teach it. And it took us over 5 years to develop this program and perfect it. And we're constantly honing it. And those 5 years came after decades of Fumiko teaching face yoga. And what we've done is we've condensed it into a course that is very intense, but within 6 months, you can become an expert in face yoga, and you can learn how to not only do it for yourself, but how to teach others. So to be clear, that's what this meeting that we're going to have right now is about. We're going to tell you what the teacher certification course is all about. We're going to talk about some recent grads, some prior grads, what they've been able to achieve in a very short period of time from graduation. And we're going to tell you the details of what that we have a little bit set up Q&A, and we're going to go through those, very commonly asked questions like Lakshmi, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. We're going to go through all the technical questions of like, when does it start? How long is it? What are the course modules like? How much time per week do I have to spend? We're going to answer all that. And then any other questions that you can think of for us. Either if we don't know it, our team will know the answer. So let's get into starting with the first one. which is a really good question.
Mhm.
So the first question we get asked a lot is, I don't have a business and I don't know how to create one. Okay. So we understand that you're going to learn a skill that you're going to then want to turn into a business. So learning the skill is one thing, and that Fumiko is going to be a master or is a master at teaching you how to master face yoga and teach it to other people. But now you've got this, and how do I turn it into a business? So we have a whole marketing module within the teacher certification course that comes included. And in that, because for those of you that don't know, Fumiko and I are business partners and sisters-in-law. So she teaches the face yoga side, and then I run the business and have for we're on our 10-year anniversary now, which is very exciting. And so I know the business side very, very well. And I teach a marketing module, we call it, inside of the teacher certification course that comes included. And it teaches you how to bring yourself to your business, how to get a website up. It teaches you all the technical things, how to do the social media, how to brand yourself. And most importantly, it talks about the energy of you that you bring to your business, because that is the priceless aspect of any business, is you. Because people are going to be attracted to different teachers, and they're going to be attracted to you for a reason. And I promise that if you show up authentically in your business, people will be attracted to you. So that's the first question. We will definitely show you how to create a business. And I want to just bring up, we've got a couple little slides here, and I want to bring up a slide and just show you, because we've had, and then I'm going to talk about a couple of our grads. We've had so many grads that have started successful businesses. All right. So this is Susan. This is her on, and Fumiko, I'll let you talk a little bit about her too. She and her peers didn't believe in face yoga method as a career path for her. And I'm sure many of you might be sitting in that seat, which we're going to talk about. That to me is more mindset, where you have doubters around you. Can you really create a business out of this? Does it really work? Yet your inner being is telling you yes and is calling you to it. But those doubters are like poking. So we're going to talk about that. But Susan was able to shut out the doubters, and she was able to build a successful face yoga business. And she got on so many news shows. I know she went on multiple news shows. I don't know all the ones. Fumiko, do you remember everything that she's done?
Yeah, well, she was on that, she's from Florida to United States, but I want to start with the first part. She had a struggle because her family didn't believe, and then they didn't think it's possible. So she had to believe that she could. That was the hardest part for her. She has to trust herself. And then lots of doubt, will come up when you're not really quite sure. But, she had a little tiny voice says like, no, this is what I want. And she jumped into that. So she's a graduate of 2017, the very early students, and she's still learning, evolving. And I'm just so happy to say that that little tiny voice she didn't ignore. And that's where she really flourished. Yeah.
Yes. Now, a more recent grad who graduated, she graduated just in last month, right? At the beginning of November.
December. Yeah, November. Yeah.
So Nadine is, I think some of you know her, but some of you that aren't in the TCC already do not know her. So let me tell you her story, because she just graduated a little over a month ago. Not even, I don't even think it's maybe 2 months tops, like 6 to 8 weeks ago. And she's in Germany. She's German, and she was or is a dance instructor and been teaching dance for years. And then she's so lovely. And so she graduated from the TCC in early November. And good for her, because she didn't get caught up in the voices in her head that are like, oh, this is so hard, you can't do this, etc. She immediately put out on one of her social media, and it's not like she has this giant following or anything, but she put out that she was so excited that she graduated. She's now a certified teacher, etc. And I think it was within a couple hours, she had over 45 people that she did not know that reached out to her, mostly from Germany, but I know there were some from other countries.
International. Yeah.
that reached out to her and said, "Oh my gosh, I want to do a class with you." And so she was so excited and so nervous. She was so cute. She came on our Facebook and was like, "What do I do? There's so many people that want to work with me." And so, first of all, we said, "Congratulations." And second of all, you already know what to do. So, because you've already taught a sample class when you graduated from Fumiko's teacher certification course. So, we encouraged her and coached her along. And basically, long story short, because she and I still connect on Facebook, and she was telling me all the steps along the way. So within a week, she had started a WhatsApp group, a paid WhatsApp group for people that wanted to do it like that. Then after that, I don't know if I think she still has that. Then she did some one-on-one lives. Then she did a group live. Then she did and this was all like starting since early November. So in less than 2 months, she did all this. Then she was asked to do a presentation at I'm not sure what it was. It was some kind of summit, and it was a live thing. And so she did a presentation, and she was talking about the neck and the connection. And one of the judges from Let's Dance, which is Germany's version of Dancing with the Stars, was so impressed with her, and he told her that, and he gave her like a little testimonial. And basically, then last time I talked to her, which was probably 2 weeks ago, she had doubled the amount of people that had connected with her. It was over like almost 300. Mm-hmm. And and I said, "You know what? You're just going to figure out your groove. You're going to figure out if you like to do big groups, small groups, one-on-ones." And she had already created beyond her goal was, I don't know what her goal was exactly, but she wanted to make her first 1,000 euros back. And she had already made more than 1,000 euros within less than a month after graduating. So she's just going right now, just going. And she's figuring out what is going to be the best way for her to create her business. And I'm so proud of her because she didn't let those voices stop her. She had all the technical information, but the business, the first time you do it, it can be a little bit like overwhelming, like, oh, I'm really teaching a class to real people that are learning from me. But that's the only way you get more confident and better. So she just dove in. And I was like, Nadine, you can do this in 2 months, come as far as you have. I mean, I can't wait to see you at the end of 2022. It's amazing. So those are just a couple of the students that have come through the course recently for Nadine.
Yeah.
So Fumiko, do you want to add to that?
Yes. Because, when she graduated, she already had the marketing information, what to do. So she had a basic idea. So she was able to apply. She started doing, because we asked students to create a study group. We asked students to start, like a quote-unquote, find somebody they can do training or teach with, as a test student. So we give them all the little assignments and they follow. And many times people get like, I cannot do it, but we push them because we know that we have to push, especially, people over 35, it gets so hard to change the habit, the way of thinking, of doing things. So we push them, and Nadine followed it. And there's so many graduate students here too. They followed it. They never did live. They never post anything on social media. But we said, okay, do this. And then she followed it. So that's what happened. And then she freaked out. She was so worried, like, what to do? Well, just keep doing it, right? And then the best part is she didn't, of course, stop, but she was just so herself, like, okay, this is me. I don't want to change anything. This is me. This is who I am. And then that's a message we always say. There's so many people. Some people say like, oh, my students are certain age. It's okay. That's your age group. Maybe you want to target. Maybe you feel like I'm too young. That's the age. Maybe you can talk about prevention. So Nadine did it, as just the way she is, follow her heart. And then she hasn't stopped. I think that's a key of success. She hasn't stopped. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our next question, which is what sets the teacher certification program apart from other cheaper options? Okay, I could go on and on about this, but we're going to sum it up and I'll let you talk about it too. For one thing, there is no better teacher in a more comprehensive course in the world with a more experienced teacher than Fumiko. This I know, and I can say that solidly just from doing research. And we've created a step-by-step curriculum that you can follow in order to create a business that thrives. And we've been able to create a really effective curriculum because we've done this for so many years now, and we continue to make it better and better. When Fumiko said she wanted to become a teacher certifier, like create teachers that go out into the world, this is not something we take lightly. This isn't like, oh, come for 3 days and learn a couple poses and you can go teach. No. Like, can you imagine if your yoga teacher did that? You would know right away. If like she took a 3-day training and was like, okay, I'm a yoga teacher, and didn't understand all the muscles in the body and the whole connection. It takes a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. And it's extremely comprehensive in that you have to understand the science behind it. So we have the modules in there where you learn in the science module, you break down the facial physiology, the muscles, the skin, the blood circulation, and you discover how facial exercises work to lift and tone the face. So it's not the same as just doing the exercises for yourself. Like, I go to yoga classes all the time, and I've been doing yoga for about 30 years now. But I always say, I don't want to teach yoga. That's not in my in my realm of things I want to do, but I love going to class. And even though I have taken classes for 30 years, I can't teach a class. I mean, I suppose I could like make something up, but I don't think it would be
certified. Yeah.
Or because I'm not taught to, that's not what I've learned how to do. And I wouldn't want to take a class from me. And I don't know it, even though I've been doing it for 30 years, if that makes sense. So the people that come out of our teacher certification course, they are taught to teach and to understand the science behind it, so that no matter what somebody asks you, you can understand what you're teaching from the inside out and the muscles. Lakshmi, just really quick. Oh God, I hope I'm saying your name right. They're virtual training classes and recorded videos. They're both. The teacher certification, all the modules that we're talking about right now, and I'm going to let Fumiko talk about a couple. We've got the science, the teaching module where you actually have to learn how to teach. We've got all the poses. All of these
teach how to lead a class and a workshop styles, and then the correction. You know, some students come with all they like asymmetry or a droopy eye. How you can use these poses to give the students the result they're looking for. So it's not like a cookie cutter. You know, I teach a basic, but plus so many release technique and so many adjustment techniques that you can't find in, you know, even our program. We have more other programs, but we don't teach that level. Like, it's very, like Maria said, comprehensive, deep level that. So you're not practicing a pose minute. You are learning how to teach. So that's a huge difference. That's why I need 5 months, very intense. I would say that there's some graduate here, so they agree. It's very intense, but you learn so much out of, you know, in this 5 months, more than you thought is possible.
Yeah, I'm going to list and so to answer your question in terms of how it's delivered. So there's the modules, which I'm going to tell you what they are, and we'll review this again later too. So don't worry if you don't catch everything. I'm going to tell you what they are and what's in each module. And all of these modules are pre-recorded. So you can watch them, you can rewatch them. They're, you know, it's virtually pre-recorded. And then what we do is there's live teachings that come in. So when you finish certain modules, Fumiko or another certified teacher will do live webinars with you to answer your specific questions. Because when you get certified from doing this course, you are ready. Like, you are ready to go out there and teach a live class, and you should have all the tools in your tool belt, because we won't certify you if you're not. Lorraine, it takes 5 months. 5 months.
Yeah.
Joanna, am I supposed to take Fumiko's course for consumers before? No, that's such a great question. So Joanna basically wants to know is maybe I've never done another one of Fumiko's classes. Maybe I've never done face yoga before. No, you're going to learn face yoga from the inside. Do you want to speak to that? If you come to this, even if you haven't done it before.
Yeah, you can come fresh. And then, because we start from the foundation, right? So I'll start teaching about the muscles and function. Like, here, I can't help myself to study more because it's so fascinating and everything is connected. Yes, if you have another, you know, if you take any of a face yoga method, jumpstart something, it might help, but don't need to, take anything else, because I start from zero and tell you how, you can be a teacher. Yeah. So,
okay.
yep.
So so there's a module on science where you learn all the science behind the facial physiology. Then there's a module on teaching where you learn how to teach a class. Then there's a module on the poses, because you've got to learn them all, and you're going to learn more than 70 poses. So to your question, if you had to have done them before, no, you're going to learn them from scratch. And sometimes it's really nice when you come in with a beginner's mindset, because you haven't learned anything incorrectly. And there's a lot of incorrect information out there that can cause more harm than good. Then there's a module on corrections where you learn to, like Fumiko said, examine your students' performance and be able to correct them when they're doing things incorrectly, and to create custom programs for them. People love a customized program for whatever it is that's bothering them, or whatever it is they want to improve or change.
Right. So and also, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go.
Yeah, no. I think I want to also, talk a little bit more about the difference between Bootcamp and Jumpstart TCC, because I think that can be a question some of you. So Jumpstart Bootcamp are created for people to join and practice together. So like a Maria takes yoga class, right? But TCC is for people who wants to teach. So completely different angle. And then yes, you learn poses. You do the pose correctly. You understand why I put the finger, why not here? Why I need to say like chest open, heart open. So I teach the why we need this information, because you are going to be a teacher and the students will ask you questions. Does that make sense? Versus Bootcamp Jumpstart, I want you participate and join and then do the poses together. So that's a huge difference between these, or between, among these programs. Yeah. And then also Eagle, good question. Do you teach students just for youth and beauty, or it can be helpful for 6 people, paralyzed and after a stroke, etc.? And then graduate, and she said, I teach people with disability from a wheelchair. So many possibilities you can do. And that's why I love to teach TCC, because I can go deep level, and then you can teach not just for beauty or for youth. Yeah,
I love that question too, and bringing up the youth and beauty, because youth and beauty are lovely, but we're not trying to, and there's beauty no matter what. You all have beauty within you. We all do. It's just a matter of bringing it out and believing in it if you don't. And we talk about that, but we're not trying to recapture our 20s. Like, there's other surgical things you can do for that if you want to do that, and no judgment here. That's not what face yoga is about. It's a holistic approach to aging, so that not only are you going to get the physical transformation, and you're not going to do things. We all take care of our body. I mean, I hope we do, but we all want to we're trained to take care of our body and how we eat and exercise, but our face has never been part of that for the most part in our society today. So it's really about how we take care of that as well, so it can show up in its best ways. I'm looking at questions there. Okay, let's keep going, and we're going to answer some of them more. Don't worry, I promise to get to all of your questions. Okay, I'm going to bring up a couple more graduate examples, so you can look at some other people, because each graduate has different agenda for what they want to create and what they want to do. Not everyone wants to go out and teach face yoga full time or create this big business out. Some people do, and that's amazing, and you definitely can. And that's like Nadine is just like, gosh, she's just getting started. But some people do it for their own purposes, or they want to help a certain group of people. So here's a bunch of moms, 3 moms that have, because definitely you can be a mom and do this at the same time, which is lovely because it's something that lets you set your own schedule. Fumiko, do you want to talk about these ladies for a minute?
Yeah. So the Molly, she has 3 children, small children. That makes it hard already. It's a full-time job, right? And she works also full-time as an esthetician, and then was able to certify as a face yoga method instructor. So she did it. Yeah. And also Yan, she's beautiful.
Imagine how that sets Molly's business apart as an esthetician.
Yeah.
It gives her like a huge advantage over other estheticians when she can do that. Because, working on people's faces all day. So I love that she
Right.
did that.
And also it's almost like a prevention, right? So you can do aesthetic exercise, aesthetic treatment from outside, but when you go in, that's a muscle. And then I even talk about the bone, adjustment, so that it's not just a skin level, skin deep, it's deeper. And also mindset. I always start with a mindset meditation, the breathing exercise, because I want you to be there mentally and physically, emotionally when we go through the workshop, so that you can get the most out of this, workshops we do. But also I want you really connect yourself, who you are. I think that's the biggest part, who you are, what you want to give to the world. And then when you graduate, you always get the answer. Not like, okay, I'm going to do this and that, but you feel like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And that's where I want you feel, because once you get to the point and the core, the tiny voice you hear, you can apply to everything. It's not just a face yoga method, but apply to everything, every part of your life. And that's when the magic happens, and change your face, change your life. Yeah. And then Yin Yanni here, look at this beautiful smile. So symmetrical. I love that. I can't help myself. And then Tina, yeah, right? Like, oh, so symmetrical. And Tina, some of you probably know, she's certified teacher, but also she is, what do you call that? The master coach for our other programs too. Yeah. And she's from Germany, and she found the face yoga when she was kind of like struggling stage. She moved to United States with her husband because of husband job and 3 kids. And she just felt like she lost, and almost, midlife crisis too, because she was in her 40s and she had to start something, but she didn't know what to do. So she found us, and now she's completely in love with the program. Yeah, transformed. Yeah, and transforming other people. So that's so much fun for what she does. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer a question that we get a lot. Is, I have a full-time job. How much time does the certification program take, and how am I going to fit it into my already full schedule? I think that our first person here, Molly, is a great example of that, because she has a job and 3 kids, which is, 1 kid is more than a full-time job, in my opinion. That's a lot. So what it is that our whole program, like I said before, it's all recorded. So it's an online classroom with a self-study format. We do try to keep you on pace, just because so many people start things that they don't finish, and that is not what we want for our students. So we definitely set in milestones to keep you on pace. But if something in your life happens and it throws you off a little bit, you just come right back in. And it means that you can start the program from anywhere in the world at any time. So you're always going to have access to the training materials to do this. So if all of a sudden your life demands that you travel somewhere, that you stop things to take care of an aging parent or a child or something like that, that's okay. You can, that takes precedence. You can come back in, you can pop back in, because there is everything online right there for you. But like I said, we really do our best to keep you on pace, because it's made digestible. Fumiko, how many hours a week would you say that people are spending in studying and learning?
It depends. So it's hard, but I have assignments and about 2 hours and a half and 2 hours of workshop. So 3-4 hours. But we say
3 or 4 hours a week.
Yeah, 4 hours a week. Yeah, it sounds a lot, but how you can create the time, you can do it. And also we suggest a study group. It's not a mandatory, but study group makes a huge difference in this journey. Many of the students became so close, even through online. They're almost like, forever friends, and they study together, so that you don't kind of like, cannot finish. No, we help you, we push you. And then we have assessors who is going to help you, your journey. So there's a lot of things going on when you join the program. Yeah.
And here's another graduate student, Anna, and she's from Poland?
Poland, yeah.
Yes. She was a lawyer for over 17 years, and just, like so many women, especially when they get to a certain point of life, that they want to do something that's more fulfilling, that speaks to them, that they know that they can take out there and have an impact, like a personal impact on people. So she left that. And this is a photo of one of her classes. She looks so organized. I love it. Of one of her classes that she teaches now in Poland. She has a whole business that she has created to go out there and does it now. She quit her full-time job so she could create this successful business.
Yeah, we met her when we had a TCC graduate, in-person retreat several years ago, and she came and she told me that it was a little scary, leaving the very, very, very high-paid job for 17 years, but her heart was not in it. Right? You feel like, oh, this is so good, but I just could not in love with this. So that's why she quit, and then she even started teaching. She mentioned that about her face yoga method interest in the business, and her boss let her use the lawyer's office to teach. I think it was a 6-week program or something. So she was surprised, but she took the opportunity. Like, okay. So she taught lawyers how to relax the face and be more productive at workplace. Yeah.
Well, I love how niche she got with it, because you can go, the more niche you go, the more specific, the better. So the person that was asking earlier about, like, can it be for people that have had a stroke or whatever? Yes, you could create a whole business just around that specific niche, which makes it, you learn what works for them, what doesn't, and then you market in such a way that's around a niche, and it's much more effective. So I love that Anna took that to lawyers. Now, a lot of you are asking, like, okay, these are recorded. Then what about, how do we interact with Fumiko? How do we see her? So there are bi-weekly classes with live classes. Every 2 weeks, you have the opportunity, when you're in the teacher certification, to come to a live online class with Fumiko that, yes, it's recorded. And that's where you can dive deeper into topics, and you can use the tools, and you can ask all those nitty-gritty questions that you have, or maybe some of your guinea pigs that you're working with have. And you're going to get throughout this. And when I say, yes, it's recorded, I mean the live thing. You can come live to interact with Fumiko, and then we'll record that in case you can't make it. And during those and throughout the course, we have PDFs that you can download that have your homework on it. We have worksheets, we have checklists, we call them cheat sheets, but they're all there. I mean, they're not really cheating, but they help you in your comprehension and your integration for each module. So you're learning something. This is a real class, and you're going to have assignments, and there's going to be 15 assignments to complete for each of the modules. And we're going to put deadlines on them, because now look, like I said before, if something big in life happens and you're like, I can't make that deadline, of course we can work with that. You let us know. But we do put deadlines on it, because the human brain works much better with a deadline, and you can get this done. We've pasted out a way that you can get it done and learned without being overwhelmed, without being stressed out by it. So all of this comes within it. Fumiko, I know you wanted to say something here.
Yeah. No, I think you're frozen, your screen.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm frozen?
Yeah. But I can hear you. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I just want to add that also too, because some of you might like, oh my gosh, how can I do it? I'm so busy. The back to the picture, yin yang, we saw that picture. Can you go back quickly? Yeah, Maria, I just want to show. Yeah. So that you can.
Frozen?
Yeah. Oh, good. Before Anna. Yeah, you were frozen.
I'm still frozen. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, yeah. So, I want to mention about her too. So she had no experience, no teaching, no corporate experience. And she had a little son, but she was helping her husband with his business. But she was able to do it, because she had a push from us, but a study group and all the support she get. And then sometimes we feel like, well, we don't have experience. How can I do it? Well, everybody start from zero. I didn't have experience when I started, but she was able to do it because she was surrounded by the people, other students too, and then helped her going through this new journey for her. So, yeah.
Oh good. People say I'm not. They say I'm not frozen. You must be seeing me as frozen.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know, but thank you
Yeah.
for working. This
Okay.
technology it's never
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. And now it's a black screen, but if everybody can see it, that's okay. Yeah.
You can't see me, Fumiko?
No, it's your black square. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Everyone
Yeah.
else can see. That's very strange because I see everything. I see
Yeah.
you. I don't know what's going on. Oh well, as long as they
Well,
can.
yeah.
Okay. So you just now, do you want to talk? I want to bring up the Wow Girls because I know you love this. Oh yeah, Monique saying Fumiko, it's probably your internet because your voice is little. That's probably why I'm popping out, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
We can see you, so we'll work with it. We go with it. That's what we do. All right, I'm gonna bring and that's what you know what, this kind of stuff happens. It's life, and this kind of stuff is gonna happen when you do a class, and you just roll with it.
Yeah, that is
That's
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring who did you want me to bring up?
Oh, the Wow Girls. You know, I
Wow.
see Wow Girls. Two of them are here. Rosie and the marker are here. All right. So they're just met through TCC. Okay. And then they never met in person, but they created amazing connection. They even have a t-shirt says Wow Girls. I have actually one of the t-shirts too, and a mug cup, and they met, and their connections are not just study group, beyond. They created a lifetime friendship. They understand each other. But this is something like I want to say, when you are with like-minded people, or when you come to the place that there's so many people but similar idea and passion and interest, you click so much faster. It's not like a little small talk and you get to know, but it's such a deep level. And then the priceless, this connection they created are amazing. So those are World Goals. They studied together, they pushed each other, and they met weekly, and they share knowledge. They made a videos, and they just had so much fun. So that's what I wanted to share. And now you're back, Maria, to my screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
Comes back. Okay. And do you want to talk about Faustina for a minute?
Yeah. So Faustina started a face yoga. I think she started boot camp or jump start, I don't remember, but she's 62 years old. And then she never worked after she got married. And then she had two daughters who are finally independent. So she wanted to do something. You know, she wanted to prove something like she can do, and she can prove to her daughters that she could learn to provide for herself. That's such a strong statement too. And she found a study group who will help each other build the individual business. And she is just thriving right now. And I'm so happy and then so glad that she's a role model, her own daughters. Like, this is possible after age 62. How strong is that? Yeah.
I love it. Okay. And I am going to bring now, what we're going to do is, so we've shown you what the course is about. I'm going to review the technical side of that. And we're going to talk about a couple more technical details. I know we're getting questions. When does it start? How much does it cost? Da, da, da. So we're going to go over all that right now. And then we are going to answer any specific questions you have and talk a little bit about the mindset that it takes to be successful. Because for me, I always say that, let me stop the slides for a minute. I always say that in life, it's kind of that 80-20 rule, like Pareto's law. And by this, I mean, when I apply it to what I'm going to talk about here on Face Yoga Method, is that you're going to learn when you take this teacher certification class, you're going to learn every exercise from the inside out. You're going to learn about the facial muscles. You're going to learn how to teach a class. You're going to learn how to present everything. You're going to learn it all in a very measured, balanced way. Well, guess what? And you're going to learn it from the best of the world. That is about 20% of your success. Mm-hmm. The other 80% is all up to you. And it's about your mindset. And I would say that applies to anything in life. Because why can two people, grow up under the same circumstances, and one person goes off and becomes very successful and happy in their life and creates this abundant life that they love living with loving relationships. And then the other person, maybe their sister or their brother, goes off and has a life that is super challenging, or a life of addiction, or a life of conflict, whatever it is. And I'm not saying we don't all have some kind of conflict, but there's drastic market differences between the two, yet they were brought up in the same circumstances. Or two people that went to the same graduate school for law, and they both graduated from Harvard Law, and one goes off to become this uber successful lawyer, and the other one can like barely pay their rent. That happens all the time in anything in life. And the difference between it isn't what they learned in law school, or isn't what they had in their home growing up, if you're talking about two people growing up in the same home. No, the difference is in there. It's in there. And Fumiko and I are so passionate about this subject, because we can teach you anything. You can learn the technical skills for anything, but how that you're interested in, but how you use them out in the world, and the success that you create with them, all comes from what's going on inside your head, and what you think is possible, and what you want to create, and what's in alignment with your higher self, your true self, with that voice inside of you that is inside of all of us and is constantly guiding us. But a lot of us don't either get still enough to listen to it, or we get whacked out of it by the world around us, by a spouse, a partner, a friend, an office worker. You can't do that. That's really hard to make money at. I have never seen anyone be successful at that. You should stay safe. Don't let those steal the rest of your life. Listen, whatever it is inside of you for anything in life, like listen to that inner voice, because you have that inner voice. That is your higher self. It is there for a reason. Where do you think that came from? That is the most organic, highest purpose, highest thing you could ever have. And it's right there inside of you. Yet so many of us squash it and push it to the side for the least organic thing there is, which is the doubtful, fear-based opinions of other people. So let's get into details, and we'll talk about that, because anything that's if there's anything in your life that you want to create, that you feel that inner voice, whether it be becoming a face yoga teacher or something else, you're not doing it, or you're not taking steps towards doing it, or you haven't done it, it's the same reason, that whatever that reason is, that, the doubt, the fear, the insecurity, it will stop you from everything else in your life. It's that same reason. So when I hear people bring up that reason, we break it down. Because it always comes down to, if you break it down, it comes down to a thought in your head that isn't actually true, but you're believing.
And can I add quickly? So how many of you question about heavy metal flying in the air? Like, airplane, I can't get on an airplane because it's so heavy and the fuels. And no, we don't doubt it. We just go and we fly. We get in a car, we drive a car. Do you doubt that? But think about it, when when they were invented, how did it happen? Because somebody wanted to fly, because somebody wanted to drive a car. And then this one too, cell phone. Are we questioning about this? I can talk to my mom in Japan for free. How did it happen? Right? So 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it was impossible. So once you get to the mindset, to the level, everything is possible. You are the one who can create. And I also use this as example to radio station. You have to tune into a little voice, which is sometimes often difficult if you're not really used to it. But radio station, I want to listen to jazz. So I tune my volume. I tune my radio station to jazz station. I want to listen to hip hop. I don't listen to hip hop, by the way. So I tune into the hip hop station, right?
It's
so
11 hours.
Oh, we were tuning into that station, but many times we are in the middle. Like, I can't hear, I can't decide. Yes, because you're not tuning into that station. So it's up to you how you do that. The more you tune into it, the clearer the voice becomes, and the more you don't have a doubt, like, can it happen? Yes, it can happen, but it have to happen from here first. Not like, oh, people are doing it, that's why I do it. Oh, nobody's doing it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, so you can be a creator of your own life, which you are, but you have to just trust yourself. And that is the hardest part. That's a part that I want to keep pushing. Maria is going to, help you, and other team members will help you, because we truly believe everything is possible if you believe in it.
You're talking about vibrational frequency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio is the perfect example. So vibrational frequency is something we all have. Do you want to tune in to that inner voice and to what you want to create in your life? It's like tuning into the radio station, like Fumiko says. If you want to listen to jazz, it's a vibrational frequency that actually brings that music through the radio. So you tune into jazz and you listen to it. But you know, when you get between two stations and it's like all staticky and murky,
Yeah.
and those are the voices in your head. If you want clear jazz, you tune into that. And so it's a matter of learning how to fine tune and constantly redirect your thoughts to what it is that you want. And you literally, I'm sorry to say, or not sorry to say, because it gives us free choice in this world. You literally have to tune out what other people are saying. And so I often, when I'm creating something new, or I have big dreams or big visions, I literally do not tell a lot of people around me about it, because I don't want their energy to dilute my vision. I know who I can tell about it that's going to get super excited or supportive, and maybe like Fumiko or some other individuals that I'll share it with a very small group, but I will not share it with my general family, my general group of friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm protecting the energy around that for what I want to create. And that's what I say you must do if you want to create something. So let's get into the technical side, and then we're going to go into more questions, because I see a lot of questions coming up. So what you're going to get when you join the teacher certification course, you get lifetime access to the course materials. Now, this is super important because this is going to change starting in a couple days in 2022. That's why this end of the year is one of the most important times. We're constantly making changes, so we're changing the way we're delivering. But you will get, if you join before the end of this year, lifetime access to teacher certification course materials. You'll get weekly live online classes and Q&As with Fumiko and another certified teacher. You'll get personal support from a certified program coach. You'll get one-on-one assessment and evaluation. So that the one-on-one assessment, that's your final test where you have to actually meet one of our assessors like this via video to be assessed on how well you know the material and how well you can present it and teach it. And then that's what allows you at the end to finally get your teacher certification. And you're also going to get the bonus marketing module that we talked about earlier. And that is all of the swipe files and everything else that I was talking about that include, I'm going to move us over somewhere else, that include all of the marketing modules that I created on how to run a business. So that's what you're actually going to get in this. And if you enroll by December 31st, which is this Saturday, I think, which is New Year's Eve, you get the following bonuses. You get a $2,000 discount on the 2022 pricing, because the price is going up. And you get an extended 8-month payment plan starting at $500. If you need to do a payment plan, we have that available. You get an extra month of TCC course material access until January 31st, 2023. And you get a 3-month Mastery Live membership. So the Mastery Live membership is one of our newest offerings. And it is basically, it's amazing. And it's where students come, people that want to learn just for themselves, not to be teachers. But so there's a bunch of routines in there. There's a bunch of videos. You can create your own routines, but you also get to do live sessions with teachers that are like Fumiko and our certified teachers, and they pick different subjects every single month. So to understand the pricing, because I said starting in 2022, which will start, I think New Year's Day is this Sunday, the price goes up. So if you want, I'm going to move us, sorry, I have to move our pictures around here so that you can actually see things. Okay, so the regular pricing is going to go up starting at January 1st. So the early bird pricing is the one that you get until through New Year's Eve of this year. You can pay either in 8 monthly installments of $500, or you can do a one-time payment of $3,500. And that's available for those who enroll before the clock strikes midnight Pacific time on New Year's Eve. Okay, I'm going to bring us back up again before we hear from our graduates. Let's go, my slides. Stop slide presentation. And what I want to do now is answer. I know there's probably, I'm going to look at the chat and there's some questions. Oh, thanks, Nira. Okay, and then we're going to answer your specific questions. And then I want to talk still a little bit more about mindset. It's just, I firmly believe that you can pretty much create anything you want, and you already know what you want to create because you already have that voice inside of you. So you have to listen to it. I recently heard, or I read a lot and I study a lot. And one of the little stories that I recently heard, and it's just a very short sentence, and it just struck me so hard. I'm going to read it to you because so many of us run around life thinking life's going to happen for us, waiting for that big monumental thing to happen. And then all of a sudden you're 40 years old, you're 50 years old, you're 60 years old. You're like, wait a minute, that thing didn't happen. And it's like, no, you create that thing. You have the power to create that thing. So I don't want you to scatter your energy. You have so much amazing power within you. And I don't want you to scatter it. I want you to focus it. And so I'm going to read you this sentence. It says, a woodpecker can tap 20 times on 1,000 trees and get nowhere, but stay busy. Or he can tap 20,000 times on one tree and get dinner. That's the power of focus. So if you think back to whatever you've created in your life so far, and some of you are probably amazing focusers and manifestors, or some of you might be, which I did for many years. I tried this, I tried this, tried this, tried this, tried this. And that's very human nature. And it's a very entrepreneurial thing to do. But it wasn't until I honed my focus on one thing, being this business, that I created something that I really wanted to create. I had to shut out everything else. So don't be that woodpecker that's making useless holes in 1,000 trees. Okay, let's answer some questions that I'm not sure. Joanne, is there more specific that taken into account? ? Okay, could you please, Rosemary, could you please repost the chart you had shown? So yeah, of course. Yeah, I can show. You mean, I'm assuming the chart. Do you mean the chart about the payment plan, or do you mean the chart with the modules? I'm going to bring up both of them. When is the one-time payment required? Carol, it's required by the end of this year. So that's Saturday. Am I wrong? Saturday's the 31st, right? Or is it Fumiko? Because today is 28th,
right? 28th.
29th is Wednesday. 30th is, I'm so lame at this. 30th is Thursday. 31st. Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday. I don't want to say something. So it's Friday night is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it is. Yep. 31st.
So today we're Tuesday. So by Friday night, that's when okay. I am going to repost the chart. So let me bring that in. Fiona says, yeah, I'll bring up the chart. Are we teaching materials provided to teach with, or do we have to create our own after? Fumiko, do you want to speak to that while I bring up the chart?
Sure. We have so many before after photos you can use, right away for social media, for your website, and also lots of materials you can print out and use it. So you don't need to recreate all those things, and you're ready to start teaching right after you graduate. Yeah.
Yeah. And on that, so you'll get all the tools that you need to show the base muscles and all that kind of stuff, the downloadable things. But you also will get in the marketing module that I teach, you're going to get, as you learn how to do your business, you're going to get swipe files. So a lot of these are going to be, when I say a swipe file, it's a file that you can literally download that will, for example, show you the kinds of emails. It'll show you sample emails that you can send out to potential clients with wording, and then you can customize it for your own purposes, not to copy it exactly. Because when you're first starting out, especially since you've spent all your time learning the actual craft itself, which is face yoga and how to teach it, the business side might not be your thing so much. So we try to make it as easy as possible with the marketing module and with the swipe files that you can use. Because if you've never written an email that you're going to use for marketing before, you might sit down at the computer and be like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. So we give you samples and swipe files of all of that kind of thing. And then Fumiko, I know you have them for the classes as well.
Yeah,
So they can
classes too. Yeah, like a questionnaire, for example. You know, when you have a private students or when you teach at the like setting that you want to give questionnaires to your students, I created already. So you can translate it into your language, or you can just print it out and use it. So the questionnaire is like, what's your concern? All that things, you know, you probably have to come up if you don't have this swipe file. And also I created the informed consent form. So if you need to have somebody sign it, like you're not going to be responsible, whatever happens to that, you know, during a class, you can have that print out and give it to students. They can sign it so that you are kind of, you know, safe and protected. So I created those so you can print out and they're ready for you to use. So we try to add all the things in the swipe file and the information in TCC so that when you get certified, you're ready to go. And, you know, of course, practical information, but also all that detailed information you probably want to use. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I'm going to take off this. I think you guys got the chart there. If you need it back, let me know just so I can make us bigger. I am going to stop the slide presentation and I'm going to answer some more questions because there's some really good ones in here. So Carol, you said something be paid in March ? Or a few months before. Okay. And you also, the class only starts in June. Can one-time payment be made? Okay. So in order to get the discount, you do need to do it by this Friday evening at midnight. But the class does start in June, but I'm going to say this, and my team will hopefully roll with me on this. We've been having some behind the scenes talk of how we can expedite the materials and because everything is pre-recorded, and give you access to that starting earlier and what we're trying to do, I'm being very transparent here. What we're trying to do is figure out how we can best have assessors available to you. We can have the materials available to you, but it's lining up the live courses that Fumiko and the other teachers do that we're still figuring out, but you definitely can get access to the materials to start learning before then, because we don't want you to wait till June either. And we are working behind the scenes on a solution to that, but you will get access to the actual training and the courses. We're just figuring out how the live webinars will be interspersed in there and the assessment. So I don't want to say any dates or anything on that other than you will get access to the training.
And I will say that the training is so full of information, so you never get bored.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. Something you want to start right away. Yes.
Yeah.
Lakshmi, I have enrolled for boot camp. Do I need to pay for again? Okay, so this is Lakshmi. This is entirely different from boot camp. So boot camp's a 6-week course that just a practitioner that wants to do face yoga just for themselves, like to change something in their face, that they would go take the boot camp. Whereas the teacher certification course is a very intense course where you learn to do it to be a teacher. So it's very, very different from boot camp. It's two different things. And if I'm not explaining it well enough, you can also go and ask our team. There's a pink bubble down there. If my answers aren't clear, which I hope I'm doing an okay job. Okay, let's see. Bente, I am going to have with the new formula of FYM. Yes, because you were grandmothered in, I believe, Bente. Double check with our team, write that back, and I believe that is a yes for you.
Yeah, that's yes, Bente. Yeah. Okay.
Natalia, how long are the classes we will be able to teach? Well, that's up to you, Natalia. That's up to you. I'm sorry, I'm double reading questions because I have some questions too. Maybe you want to teach a class that's a half hour. Maybe you want to teach one that's an hour. Or maybe you want to do, I think you're asking like, when I go out and I create my business, how long are my classes going to be? Maybe you want to do a weekend boot camp where you teach them a bunch of things.
And that's the one, Maria, I'll teach during a module, toward the end. Like a 90 minutes, 60 minutes, it's a suggestion. It's up to you. But when you go through all the training workshop, you start getting idea, because that's the point. I want to guide you as a position that you are going to teach. And then you get clear idea, because I ask you who is your ideal clients, where do you want to teach, how you want to teach, what kind of teacher you want to be. And I want to make it clear at the beginning so that you understand what kind of teacher you want to be. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Kim, if you mess up on your final assessment, definitely you can retake it. It's not, we don't want you to fail, but yeah, and there have been people that have needed to go back, perfect some things and then retake it. But yes, we're going to get you graduated, but yeah, you can retake it. No, Joanne, mastery is not related to TCC at all. There's some question, Fumiko, I'm going to, Gabriella, will you reach out to our team behind the scenes? There was a question I need to ask our team about. Team behind the scenes. I am going to write you a question. I'm going to copy paste a question, I think, for you. I don't know the answer to. So if someone on my team can answer my question for me, so I can get clear. I don't want to tell you guys anything that's incorrect. There's so much going on, so many moving pieces. Joanna, I'm getting clarity on your question. I definitely saw it. Eagle, how many? I don't know. I mean, we know that the people that are writing into us, like Nadine, like Anna, the WOW girls, they let us know what they're doing. There's a lot of people that are out there teaching, and I don't know, I can't give you an exact number on how full-time people, but I'll tell you what, not enough, because the world needs more to go out there and make it impact, for sure. Some people are just doing it part-time.
There's some people actually join to really deepen the knowledge, get the result, or just teach a family. But as they go through the module, they started like, oh my goodness, I want to teach. And that happened to many students too, because people started asking them, can you show the poses? And then ended up teaching. Yeah. So don't limit yourself. Everything is very possible. Yep.
Okay. I'm waiting for an answer too from my team. How do we connect you with a study buddy? There's so many in there. And doesn't Soraya facilitate that? So she makes sure that people can get
the Roxy, and also, you can create your own group too. I think Marka was in 2 different groups because she speaks Japanese and Spanish. No, Japanese, English and Spanish. So she have a group in English, and also she has a group in Spanish speaking. So, but we help you to put people together.
Rosemary, you want to know, you're interested in joining the next class and want to know how to receive information. Okay, so if there's any information we're not giving you right now, you can also reach out to our team. We have a sales page for this, and I totally understand you might want to look at that and look at all the nitty-gritty details. So we have a sales page that lines those all up. And if you write to our team in the pink chat bubble, because you're on our chat here, so write into our team on the pink chat bubble, and they can send you the link to the sales page. Okay. Yes, Temple, you can get, if you enroll for the early bird, you can still get on the payment plan. That is correct. Yes, and the videos, Temple, the videos are always available for you to view later. Okay, I'm looking back to see one of them. Yes, there must have been an error while doing. Okay, hold on, Joanna. That my team is. Yes, it's not. Okay, they made an error. You get all the course down. Okay, so Joanna, to answer your question, which I'm going to go back to because I want to make sure I'm telling you guys, you were confused about life. Wait, where did you go? Sorry, you guys. Things are okay. Lifetime access on one screen versus extra TCC month on the other. Yeah, that was confusing to me now that you're saying that. And so they made a mistake. And it's not lifetime access. It's which we are going to have a way. It's going to be a fee for lifetime access, like each year, a nominal fee to get access to that. But you get all the course downloadables, but you will get the video access for, okay, so give me, oh, sorry, I'm going to ask them for a little bit more clarity on that, Joanna. For videos.
Okay.
I believe it's a year. Okay. We've made some changes because of what it takes to certify the class and to service this class, which is very resource heavy. So we've made some changes for 2022. So I'm still getting clarity on all the details. Okay. So Tiffany, need clarity. 3,500 before 1/1/22. There's a $2,000 discount if I buy before 1/1. Don't see that my thinking is it would be 50. No. Okay. Yes, the price is going up. So Tiffany, you're correct. The price is going up to 5,500 starting in 2022. So it would be a $2,000 discount if you buy it by Friday night.
Yeah, it's 4 days right from now. Exciting. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but yes, it is a gradual process. Oh gosh, Barbara, I'm going to let you answer Barbara's question. Well, she says, do you actually need to look as beautiful as Fumiko to be a successful teacher?
What do you think? Come on, you create your own wavelength, the vibration, and it doesn't matter. People didn't believe me. People laughed at me for so many years. My skin was pretty bad when I was a teenager, and then people didn't believe me when I started this 17 years ago. People just made a joke out of me, but I just kept doing because I had a little tiny voice that just keep doing it. And then when we started 10 years ago, still I didn't have a confidence on my skin until probably late 40s. That's like 5 years ago. And then finally, like, okay, I'm not too bad. But it took me so long. That's why I want to give you all the information accumulated over the decades so that you don't need to go through my painful process. And then you create your business, but you attract the people that I cannot attract. Make sense? So everybody gives off the vibration and everybody has a very unique beauty. And then I think that's what I want you to really think about it. We're not really saying, oh, everybody have to be this beautiful. Everybody have to have a skin. No. And when you're more open and vulnerable, very true to yourself, that's when people get attracted to you. Did I convince you, Barbara?
Yeah, well, yeah. And Alina has a similar question because she says, is it possible for a woman in her late 40s with wrinkles, which so many women in their late 40s do have wrinkles, so they're going to relate to you, to teach others to be an example when your face is not perfect? Okay, this is not about perfection. That is not what yoga. It's the only perfection that's required here is for you to be perfectly authentic and true to yourself and to your inner voice. Yes, it's totally possible for you to, because if you're getting results and improvement in mind, body, spirit from this, that's what people are going to be attracted to. And you're going to attract your people. Like, why are there so many different exercise teachers in the world? Why? I live in an area where, you throw a penny and you're going to hit an exercise teacher. Like, there is an endless amount of them, and they all seem to be making really nice livings off this because people are attracted to different energy and to different reasons, to different people. It's like the person who was talking earlier about helping stroke people. Like, someone that's had a stroke or paralysis probably wants to learn from somebody that they really connect with, not from someone, that's looking perfect like a model that's 25. They're not going to buy it. So yes, absolutely. When you're getting results and your spirit changes and you have that energy, people are going to be attracted to that. And everyone's attracted to something different in terms of a teacher.
Yeah.
I know I've been through endless yoga teachers in my life, and I could probably name out of probably like 100+ teachers, I can probably remember 4 of them because they're the ones I go to over and over and over again.
And that's something I love to help during the TCC. I always start with workshop with recommendation book. It's not mandatory, and a meditation and a centering exercise, because everybody's different. But when you're so connecting to yourself and listen to yourself, that's when the magic happens. And another thing is, I want to say, I was so scared. I was so embarrassed to do this English because English is not my first language. And then I pushed myself so hard. I still have a difficulty. Like, probably Marie can finish in 10 minutes. It probably takes 60 minutes. That's what it is, but that's okay. You have to understand who you are. But thanks to my background, thanks to my, not perfect English, we attract so many people from different cultures and different language. And that's, I think it's a beauty of it. I didn't expect that, but proud of your age and proud of who you are and have wrinkles, that is okay, because this is who I am. So you have to be best friends with yourself. And that's when you know what kind of people you want to attract it to. So yeah, Deb. Okay, good.
Okay.
She's like, yep, she got it. Thumb up.
Okay.
Okay.
There's two questions. Okay, so Natsu, I'm excited to start the TCC in June. I joined one of the Jumpstart program. Is there any way you can recommend to us before we start in June? Well, like I said, I'm going to see what I can do about access. You're going to get access to the training before June. I would love to start reading about FYM or start. We do have the book, The Ultimate Guide to the Face Yoga Method, which is definitely the handbook, or start looking at physiology. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm double checking with my team, so write us in, that we're going to give access to the trainings before June. Yeah. And Katarina, we are working on something behind the scenes for all the groups to get connected with each other in a different kind of way. What I will say, you know, Katarina is a certified teacher already, and she wants to know how she can stay connected with other certified teachers. So what's happened is as we've grown, we've had to grow our team to support this huge growth. And it takes a lot behind the scenes to support the Facebook groups, to support all the graduating students, to support the TCC students, to certify them, to support our teachers that are certifying you. So with growth comes change. So we've changed somewhat in how we're delivering this. And that's really going to start in 2022. And you're going to get more information on that. So Carol, so if you take the 8 installments, the first one's due on Friday night, by Friday night. Yeah, by Friday night, which I keep wanting to say Saturday, but Friday is New Year's Eve. Okay, not too good. Okay, I'm glad I could answer that. Okay, thanks, Marka. Oh, thanks, Marka. So Marka, for those of you that don't know, she said, I have to run, but I have to say you two are a brilliant team and give so much, so many times. Thank you. TCC is so worth the work it takes. And you and the rest of the team really sets everyone up for success. So Marka is a graduate of the TCC. So yes, thank you, Marka, for saying that. Because it takes a lot of work behind the scenes to do this. So we've just changed things. Okay, I think we've answered most of the questions. I'm going to see if my team has any other questions, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about mindset, and then we can wrap it up. And you guys are amazing for... what is my team saying? Technology, they're live typing to me. Okay. You guys are amazing for hanging in here. So I hope that we answered all technical questions. And then I just want to talk, you know, and this is something that in 2022, Fumiko and I really want to bring to another kind of product that we can add, like as an add-on to the TCC. So we can really teach you guys about the mindset that goes along with creating anything you want in your life, not just a successful TCC business. So we all have limiting thoughts. All of us do. It just comes along with being a human. And one of my constant things that I work on is breaking through those limiting thoughts. Because if I didn't, like Fumiko said earlier, if nobody broke through the limiting thought of can metal fly in the air with nothing holding on to it, we wouldn't have airplanes. Can you imagine a couple hundred years ago when everyone would be like, no way, that is not even possible. Like there's no way this multi-ton piece of metal can go in the air from one place to another. But look where we are now. But if somebody hadn't thought of that, it would have never happened. And if they had listened to everybody around them saying, that's not possible. Gravity doesn't work like that. It's going to fall out of the sky, blah, blah, blah. It wouldn't have happened. So you want to know when your thoughts are, you want to know how you know when your thoughts are limiting or self-sabotaging, because they let you know. It's when you feel negative emotions. When you feel negative or like that grating kind of like emotion, which you are going to feel as a human being. But if you're really feeling that a lot and you're getting it consistently, look at what you're thinking when you feel that. Because when your thoughts align with what your inner voice is telling you, whatever that is, the message your inner voice wants to tell you, when your thoughts align with that, like, you know what? I'm going to follow that. You know what? I can do that. It might be hard. It might be scary. People might make fun of me, but I'm going to do that. That's when your emotions start to shift. Your emotions are always, always attached to your thoughts. Your thoughts actually create those emotions, which is super exciting because, as strange as that sounds, it gives you the power to shift how you're feeling. And when you shift into a more positive state, you're vibrating at a positive state. You're vibrating at a higher level. You're moving up that level of emotions. And when you vibrate at a higher level, it's actually electrical energy. And that's when you're starting to attract.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why so many people ask, gosh, how did Nadine, the recent grad who graduated in early November, how did she all of a sudden have 140 people contact her and then another 140 people contact her? It's because she's vibrating at a very high level. For those of you that saw the video, she was so excited when she first graduated and put up her little post. Even your energy behind putting up a post on her social media was so genuine and so high vibration. That's what attracted all this. So she put up this super cute, super exciting video in the Facebook group and was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. All these people want to teach with me or want to learn with me, and I don't even know how to do it. She wasn't worried about how to figure out how she was going to teach them. She was more excited and a little bit of overwhelm. And you know, she got through that. And now she's rolling. But she attracted all those people because her vibration was so high. Her thought level was so high. But if you try to force it, here's a little trick. If you try to force it, if you're like, I'm going to think happy thoughts, blah, 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 but you're feeling not so happy or negative or non-believer, that doesn't work. That's like self-sabotaging. That's like two magnets pulling away from each other like that. You cannot do that. And sometimes it's hard to go from here, where you're feeling kind of like that, to here, where you want to feel, right? At a high vibration. What you have to do, I'm not going to get too metaphysical today, but I will in another class. You have to move up the ladder, because to go from here to here is going to be totally fake, and it's going to be the two magnets repelling, and it's going to make you feel worse. You have to move up that thought ladder and start retraining yourself how to think. And that's just by finding you reach for the next best feeling thought. Doesn't have to be something. Fumiko, I know I can see you wanting to say something right here.
No. You were saying you're so beautiful. Just want to talk about the nutting too, because people are like, oh, she's so young and pretty. She had a very concern about her teeth because it's not, straight. And then she even posted, should I fix my teeth before I teach? Like, everybody's like, no. And then she didn't wait to fix her teeth, right? We get into that like a tiny, should I be perfect? Should I have a better skin to teach? No. People get attracted to the energy. So that's one thing I wanted to point out, like, the teeth part, because I'm so glad she didn't wait to have her teeth fixed, probably like a year and a half to have everything done, right? To align it. Yeah. Another thing is that, we were constantly getting affected by the thoughts. We just don't know. Sometimes we feel so tired. Like, I'm so tired. I don't want to do anything. And then you hear the good news, like, oh, a friend of mine is coming to visit. Yes. Like, I get up and I start cleaning the house, right? Because you get so excited. So it's not the body is really tired. Yes, we can get tired physically, but many times our mind is really affecting our body. And I teach that little things, how we can adjust, how we listen throughout the course. That's why I need 5 months, for you to really feel it, to go through this ladder. And when you look back, you're like, oh my goodness, 5 months ago, where was I at? I had no confidence. But look at me now. I am so capable of doing lots of things. And Maria talks about this during the marketing, but also we want to create more, this mindset program, because 80% comes from mindset. 20% is all the technical thing. So that's something I wanted to add. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, because that's what creates your reality. Your vibration creates your reality. It's like we talked about earlier, two people have the same experiences, but one creates this amazing reality and the other, it's like, it always comes down to what's in your mind. And is unfortunately our society doesn't teach that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't buy into that as much. And so it teaches a very sort of, how do I say, I'm blanking on my word, but very lateral way of getting results, work really hard and then you'll get to this level and then you'll get to this level and da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. When you're in flow is when you're vibrationally attracting. Have you ever done anything in your life that you were just like in it? And then all of a sudden, everything just came so easy. Like for an example, I'll give you an example for me. So I have a podcast, a kids story podcast, and I've just finished my 103rd episode. So I have to write these stories, right? And so there's been many times after 103 episodes, I have to literally sit down, and one is due every other week, and I have to write them. And finally, I can say, because it was challenging for me, after 103 episodes, I've really learned in the last, I'm going to say it's only 10 episodes, because sometimes it was just like I had to force myself. I knew this was due. I had to force myself, and I had to really, and it was painful. It was like, and I was like, you have to write 1,000 words or whatever it was. And I made myself do it, and I got through it. And then when I finally intentionally, and I did this on earlier episodes, but now I'm so in it that I can do it like that. And I love it. When I get into the state of flow, which I intentionally get myself into before I write, I can literally like write a story within a couple hours, something that and it feels so good. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't type fast enough because the words are just coming to me. And it's not hard work. And when that first happened for me, I thought to myself, I was like, this story can't be very good, because like, it was so easy. It was so easy to write it. It was just like, and those are the best stories. They're the best ones. That's the feedback that I'm getting. And I feel it too. And I'm like, wow, everything needs to be like this in life, like in flow. You're still learning things. You're still doing the work. But it took me, almost 100 stories to like get into that. Like I had to push through that. And now I intentionally get in that state. So that is how things can be in your life. You're not always going to be there. I have my moments where I step out of flow, but the difference between it is like night and day. And when you're in that flow, you will attract everything you need, and you'll get in it when you teach classes. But the first class, you're not going to be in flow. Or maybe you will, I don't know, but it just comes through doing. So never give up on whatever it is that you want to create. Because when you're in creation mode, that's when you manifest prosperity, when you're creating and you're giving to the universe, as opposed to like that fear and doubt where you're pinching off and thinking, it's going to cost too much. I don't have enough time. So-and-so thinks it's weird. So-and-so doesn't believe in it. Oh, you're not putting that vibration out into the universe of manifestation and prosperity.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Deb says she's doing that with poetry. Okay. So I think we have one more. Assuming when you choose, the installment plans will be charged on the same. Yes. Same date every month. Correct. And if you have any technical questions, just write in to our team in either the pink bubble chat box, or you can write them just info@faceyogamethod.com. All right.
So, any more? I think there's some more things from team. They want to,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know that we have a little. Oh, okay. I just got. Okay. So our team is telling us that just today we got over 100 applications. Okay, so basically they're saying if you think this is for you, because you fill out an application first, then we go through it. We want to make sure we got really qualified students. Like, we send out the most amazing teachers into the world, and we want to keep it at that level. So you fill out an application first, which makes you think about your intentionality for what you want to do with this. So we want to make sure that if you are interested, apply now. It does not mean that you're necessarily going to do it, but you can apply. Just go ahead and apply. And our application process, it just helps you think through if it's the right choice for you. And then when you apply, you can also book a call with a graduate if you want. So you can book like a 15-minute call. So if you apply and you're like, oh, I still want to hear from someone who graduated, or, you know, what they're doing or what the course was actually like from them without Maria and Fumiko in the picture, you can definitely book that call. But in order to get that call, you're going to want to apply today, because there's only 3 days left to get this price before it changes in the future. So our application, you can go straight to the application if you go to faceyogamethod.com/TCC. Fumiko, can you write that in the chat box?
Yeah. Face Yoga Method with
yogamethod.com/TCC.
/TCC.
Correct.
Okay, that's the faceyogamethod.com/TCC. Here you go.
That's the link you can go to apply. So whatever it is you want to create, do not hold yourself back. Mm-hmm. Don't be at the end of 2023 going, why did I hold myself back? And the installment payment is done on the day that you enroll. And so if you enroll today, the first payment is charged today. Okay. Oh gosh, there's more questions that I didn't see. I was about to ask about the older ladies. Can we find success later? Yes, Lisa. What if we haven't done any face yoga, but see the value? Well, that's the best place of all. If you haven't done, you see the value in it, because then you're going to inherently bring that energy when you teach it. And I think for older people, it's one of the best things. Who was it?
I had a student certified 72, 74. I think they're in the 75 now or something, but they are loving it because they can really attract the people around their age. You know, it's not about the wrinkle. It's about how they feel, and they're loving it. So think about it. If somebody teaches, somebody 20 years old teaches 70 years old, it's different. But somebody in the 70s teaching 70 or 80s or 90s, how great is that? Yeah.
Yes. And there's so many people, especially at an older stage in life, 70s, 80s, 90s, they have the time and the resources to take classes. They're like, I want something, they love to learn. Give me something, keep my brain on fire and keep my body moving. I think they're like one of the best audiences ever.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How much support is provided in this course? Susanna, there's a lot of support. That's why we have such a big team that's constantly supporting. Our team is so amazing behind the scenes. And we've got 2 or 3, I think, that work with Fumiko in doing the lives and in teaching the course. There's an endless amount of support because it's set up for you to succeed as a teacher. Like there's nothing that you don't have to succeed. And that takes a lot of team support. Shahiza, so each installment comes a month after the next one. So if you're charged today on the 28th, you would get charged again on the 28th of January. It just goes like that. The course technically starts in June, but we're going to give you early access to the training videos. And we're also looking at a way, I don't know it yet, of how we can do even more support for those that want to get started right away.
And also I want to say there's lots of Fumiko's recommendation page in a TCC, including many books I read. I love reading too. And then also the tools I use. So the books you can start reading, change, your mindset, because those are the books I've been, reading and recommending. And I'm going to keep editing so that you'll be ready mentally to get into this, TCC too. So we have a lot to do. Yeah.
Carol wants the link to book a chat. My team. So that's Carol. That's a good question. That's that is on Calendly, which is the calendar. My team. Can you give me the link or put it in the chat, or I'll put it in the chat box, or tell me what the link is, because I don't want to tell her the wrong link to book a chat. So if my team can give me the link, I'll get that for you, Carol. They'll give it to me in a minute. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions. I'm more excited about 2022 than I was. What's the question? I can help. Tanya, I love you, Tanya. I need the link for where they can book a chat. So she wants like the Calendly link, and then I'll put it in the comment box. Like she may have already sent in an application and now she wants to book a chat. So if you can give that to me. Okay, we'll get that in a minute. And then once we get that, I think we're going to wrap it up here. And remember, you can always, I want to just tell you, whatever it is that your inner voice is calling you, if it's calling you to do this, listen to that. Because imagine if Fumiko did not bring this 10 years ago. She decided to listen to her inner voice. And imagine the impact she would not have made. She has impacted and our team too. I give total credit to our team. Tens of thousands of lives around the world because she listened to that inner voice. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't, I was there. We started this together. I was there at the beginning. It was not always easy. It was not always easy. Like it's not some magical thing to be here 10 years later. And we teach that. I teach that in the marketing module, everything that we did in order for you to side jump some of the struggles that we've gone through. Okay. Tanya she put the link up in, oh, thanks, Ganilla. Change my world. She put the link. It's faceyogamethods certification.com/your-call.
Yeah. And then she can click on the book a call. That's the easiest
If you
way.
click on that link, it's in the chat box that Tanya put up. You're able to book a call there. Temple, it includes all the downloadable PDFs. Fumiko, is there anything else that does the TCC tuition include any books and tools? It's all the downloadable.
No, books you have to buy because different languages, right? And then tools, it's up to you, but you don't need to have them. I just use when I teach. It's like a teacher uses some tools to teach, and if you want, you can buy.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about face yoga is you could go anywhere in the world and teach it without any tools. You could just show up. You don't even need a yoga mat.
Yep.
Okay, I think we have it all. And just remember, bring your gift to the world. Because, I know some people are like, well, there's already this many teachers out there. You need to stop that kind of thinking. I mean, think of your favorite chef, your favorite recipe book, whatever it is. What would you think if that person who created that chef or recipe book or exercise program, like Fumiko and I have this exercise program that we really love by this woman, Tracy. And I'm like, what if Tracy had said, you know what, there's already enough exercise programs out there. I don't need to do it. I would personally be super bummed because I would never get to experience the magic that is Tracy for me. Do you feel the same, Fumiko?
Yeah,
like
I do.
Everybody has a different gift to bring. So bring your gift if you're being called to do it. And in the same way that we're attracted to Tracy to do that, like other people are attracted to other teachers. People are going to be attracted to you.
And which is okay. I use this as example to restaurant. So many restaurants. Why we go to certain restaurant? Because I like the food. There's so many Japanese restaurant. Why I go to that restaurant? Because I like the chef, I like the waitress, I like the food. So don't limit yourself. Oh, there's a restaurant already. I'm not going to create any restaurant. No, if that's the case, nobody is eating at the restaurant. And another thing is application form is, it's not like, you have to have a right answer. It just makes sure that we are in the right fit. Because I want to have a people who are in like mindset, looking for the same idea, same thing. And then we create a beautiful community with the teachers. So that's for you. That's for us too. So apply, that's completely free. And think about it. And if you listen to the tiny voice here, it says, go for it. You go for it, because I guarantee it'll change your face, change your life, but also change people around you, people around your life. No, the people who are around you will change inside and out.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. That's very sweet. Thank you. Come on in. Okay. So I think that's it for us today. Hopefully we answered all your questions. If you have any more, just write to our team and we'll do our best to answer them. And I want to wish all of you an amazing 2022, whatever it is you want to create. We believe in you. And I hope that more importantly, you believe in you and you step outside of your comfort zone, because that is where life begins. And the universe will always rise to meet you. And it's never in the form you think it's going to be in. So don't get too attached to what it's going to look like. Be open to the flow. Kind of like Nadine. She got all these people that, WhatsApp group, one-on-ones, groups. And it's like, she wasn't attached. She went for it all and then she'll figure it out.
And she didn't fix her cheese. See, she didn't need to. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So we have a couple more days. And then what I want you to do is, I don't want you to worry about the future, but what you can do is you can write down 3 things you're so grateful for right now. Like, I'm so grateful for whatever. Okay. And then write down 3 things you want to achieve or do for the end of this year. what you want to do? You're going to make a call to friends and say, hi, I love you. Or you want to clean the house, do it. And then write in a form that it already happened. So instead of like, I want to apply TCC, you can say, I'm a wonderful teacher, face yoga method teacher. Just write it down. It really clears your mind and then also brings you to the present moment instead of like, what happened? And then that's what I do. Usually toward the end of the year, I just have a list of what I feel grateful for, what I want to accomplish this year, which is a couple of days, and then what I want to create next year. Everything in a present form or even past tense so that you feel like it's already happened. Okay.
Okay. I put up one more time in the chat box the link to, oh, that's not a clickable link. That's not good. I should have put the HTTPS, but that's the link you can copy paste into your computer. And there you go. And you can also book a call from that page in case, you can book, there's 2 ways to book a call, but worst case scenario, just write into our amazing team and they will support you. All right. Happy New Year. Make 2022 one of your most present and wonderful years. Because remember, you can only create from this moment right now.
Right now, right here. Okay, we love you all. And I'm so excited to see you in the TCC.
Okay, bye.
Bye.